The LEGO Goonies set was officially revealed today, which releases the 1st of November for $330 in the United States. That's $30 more than the leaked price. And has a total of 2,912 pieces in 12 complete minifigures. But keep in mind, there's a figurehead, there's some skeletons as well. Also, there's a smaller Goonies set that will only be available by buying the big $330 Goonies set from the 1st through 7th of November at LEGO stores and Shop at Home, which has tons of exclusive stickers and seemingly one exclusive print of a LEGO Goonies plaque. The Walsh parents are exclusive characters but don't use any exclusive pieces. And much like the Ideas project this is based on, we have an exterior facade of the Inferno pirate ship ruins. And then we have an interior which has a bunch of different scenes from the film. Now compare this to the Ideas set, and yeah, this is a lot smaller. The facade of the ship feels a lot flatter in its design. And of course, I'd prefer the Ideas release if it was just one-to-one with the project. But if that version released, it would probably be like $600. So at $330, I think this is a decent price. If you didn't know, this isn't our first LEGO Goonies set, as we got one with Dimensions, which also had Sloth, but this version of Sloth is different because it uses a new arrangement for a bandana hat combo, which looks pretty interesting, but I could see a lot of people buying that Dimensions figure secondhand just to get the classic Sloth head. You'll even notice some differences in the torso. We'll take a look at the minifigures later. For the builds, let's take a look at each of those little vignettes. So at the very top, we have part of the Fratelli's hideout. The specific scene where Mama Fratelli's like, here, have some water, and it's clearly not water. LEGO replicates this with a 1x1 tile and a 1x1 stud in that translucent color. Notice the picture at the back. Next, we have more of the Fratelli's hideout. There's the wanted poster straight from the movie, which is a sticker on a 2x2 tile. I like this little staircase as well. We have the fireplace, which the Goonies use to hide and end up going to the ruins. The press release mentions a play feature to have characters fall into that bottom part right there, but I have not seen any pictures showing that play feature in action, unfortunately. I also like the build for the money press to print counterfeit money. That's something I don't think I would see in a LEGO set. Notice how there's a 1x2 $100 bill, a classic LEGO piece right there. There's a pantry stocked with some food, and then to the very right, you have Sloth's TV room, which has the chains he was attached to, as well as the design for this TV right here, which seemingly has a sticker. That's actually a pretty cool sticker because that references how the movie has Captain Blood playing on the TV, which is another Warner Bros. Movie. And with this sticker actually having some pirates on it, I wonder if they had to license Captain Blood to this set. Maybe I'm thinking too much here, but I guess we'll see at the bottom of the box of this set once it arrives in stores. Directly underneath, we have the ruin section with the pipes, which are already leaking, it seems like. And of course, when they mess with those pipes, it messes with all these different pipes around town. The scene to the right is the falling boulder scene. For this falling rock feature, I thought this was initiated with this little twist part right here, that having a nice 2x2 tile that has a sticker on it with One-Eyed Willie's face. But it's actually something that's initiated with this switch at the very top. And so those boulders will drop down, and then it seems like you could reset it back into place. Regardless, at the bottom right here, we have a skeleton with an exclusive print, it seems like, on a 1x2 clear tile of the key. So that's really cool to get that design, even if it's not a traditional actual molded piece for a key. I get that that might have cost a little bit more money. I don't mind it being a 1x2 clear tile. Also notice a backpack piece at the back. To the right, there's the room that is actually at the bottom of the wishing well, which they have the bucket that's sent down there and a bunch of coins. The coin designs are two different prints. We have the one with the crown on it and the one with the 5 on it, which have come in other sets before. Now, to activate this trapdoor feature, they have you putting the key there and twisting it, which that's really cool to unlock the trapdoor. And that's the scene where Data almost gets impaled by the spikes. You have the spikes at the bottom, but they have an area so that you could have the pop-out punching glove feature just kind of rest on the side wall there, which that's a lot of fun. It's an interesting interpretation of the pop-out punching glove, built out of one of those modified 1x1s with that stud at the end, which they attach two of those flat bottom, round top tile pieces, and then attach it to a chain part that goes on that neck attachment with a stud on it. Now, Data's punching glove has a different way to display it, which does use the expected piece I thought they would. There's a lantern to the right of those spikes. To the right, we have that skeleton head, which they'll pass through. I mean, there's just enough space to have even an adult minifigure pass through there, which I like with that little archway build. And the whole structure of that is a pretty cool build. And at the very bottom, you have that slippery bridge scene recreated, which uses some Technic axle connections. The design also having some Technic pins that have the stud on them so that you could have minifigures actually standing on there. Then there's the iconic organ from the organ scene, which you can see we got another skeleton there, or part of a skeleton. I really like the design using some binoculars and like the Wolverine claw pieces at the back there. And I guess the vent piece, the 1x2 tile vent, actually works pretty well for the organ keys. And if you press those to the right and left, it seems like the floors collapse like in the movie, so that's pretty neat. And apparently this part leads to the slide, which puts the characters in the water. And they actually include a small build for the octopus. And at first I was like, wait, what is this octopus? Well, the press release specifically mentions the deleted scene with an octopus in the water. That's kind of cool that they're doing content from a cut scene. I like the little octopus build in general. At the very top of this section, there's One-Eyed Willie's treasure room, which is actually part of the ship, unlike the other scenes in this set. So it makes sense to have that as like the captain's cabin of the ship. You can see there's even an entryway there. The design of which has some nice gold designs with some printed 1x1s that we've seen before, as well as a 1x2 gold bar. I do feel like it's a little bit more compact than I hoped compared to the scene in the movie. Regardless, the deck of the ship is pretty cool. I mean, it actually works that this section of the Fratelli's hideout is just like part of the ship there almost. There's not too much to really point out on here. There's some little ball pieces, which I guess can double as cannonballs. We also have some pretty nice masts going on here. The sails are cloth, and you have ability to have minifigures hold on to this one part of the sail there. The figurehead of the ship actually has a reuse of a piece we haven't really seen recently, which is that one piece introduced with Elizabeth Swann or the mermaids from Pirates of the Caribbean. But in that brown coloring, I don't think it's come in any sets since maybe that Dead Man Tells No Tales set. That's quite rare. Notice the bowsprit as well. The only part I can't recall from the movie is whatever's going on right here, which is at the back of the boat, so comments help me out there. Yeah, the other side of this ship is pretty cool looking as a facade. Again, it just looks bad if you compare it to the Idea set. The design even has small cannons, which don't actually work, but look fine for the display. I like the use of this piece for some of the side fixtures. I also like how they have the ropes at the side as well. That's pretty cool and fun to just put minifigures to display. I think that's it for the build of this set though, and it's time to take a look at the minifigures. This is kind of like the recent Ideas sets based off of movies where most minifigures at the very least have exclusive torso print. One-Eyed Willie has an exclusive torso print and exclusive face print. Absolutely love both of those designs. They look great, and I don't think he's missing anything by not having any leg printing. Brand is Josh Brolin, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it's not our first LEGO Josh Brolin, the design of which has a new arrangement for that one Jay from Ninjago hair piece, which you can see has the headband. That's actually a really nice part usage for a hair headband combo that wasn't specifically made for this minifigure. The only disappointing part is his face print just being the Peter Parker face, which seems so overused nowadays, especially in LEGO Marvel. The new torso print works on him, and the leg printing is hilarious where you have the shorts over the long pants. That's so 80s. Only thing that's bad is it doesn't have any side leg printing, unfortunately. So it looks a little bit weird, almost like he's wearing a cloth at the top of his pants. As I previously mentioned, there's a new bandana hat combo for Sloth, which is very interesting. I love the shaping on that hat. I wish the hats were that detailed. Just compare that to the one that's an existing piece from One-Eyed Willy. This design also has a slightly new face print from that Dimensions pack. And also notice how the Superman torso right there is slightly different as well from the Dimensions pack. He has a chocolate bar as an accessory. The other only completely new piece in this set is Mama Fratelli's hair hat combo, which that's super cool looking. I love the detailing for the hair and everything there. I believe the face print is exclusive, but don't quote me on that. It's nice to get more older woman face prints. The torso is really cool, where we have dual molded short sleeve arms, which are quite hard to get, as well as a nice torso piece. I like the jewelry on there. No leg printing. Here's our alternate face. Jake Fratelli seemingly has a new face print, which is just a generic face for a different skin tone that could actually be pretty usable. I think that existing hair piece they use is a nice part usage, and the torso print looks cool. Here's his alternate face print. Francis Fratelli seemingly has a new face print as well. Torso print looks pretty cool. Again, more generic pieces that you could just use for different people's sig figs and things like that, or characters from movies. The 2x2 pizza print is a nice reference to the scene where the Fratelli brothers are arguing over pepperoni pizza. Also note that he has the cap piece in gray that we originally got with the Newsy in brown, as well as that Mutt Williams hair in orange. And that's his alternate face. As for the Goonie kids, there's Mouth, the design having a face print that's very cheeky, fitting for the character. And if you look very closely, there's actually an alternate face for him where he has his tongue sticking out, which is perfect for the character. I mean, you have the scene where he almost has his tongue cut off. You have the scene where he uses the painting to kind of make it seem like they're gonna like make out with the painting. It's perfect for the character. That's going to be a very interesting piece to use. I think the hair piece they use is perfect for the character. And yeah, having a comb for the character, also a perfect accessory. I think they did Mouth justice. And the torso printing is just usable for sig figs or casual clothes for other minifigures. I love how it has like a graphic teeth under the jacket. Then there's Mikey, and Mikey's the leader of the Goonies, played by Sean Astin. You know, Samwise from Lord of the Rings. I do think that out of all the kids, they didn't really do him justice. It just doesn't really look like Mikey. It looks like a generic kid. The existing face print they use doesn't fit. He's, I think, the only one of the kids who doesn't have like a new face print, which is annoying. And the design for his hair just doesn't really fit the character. I get that the hair piece is kind of hard to capture with LEGO's existing catalog. Maybe the Rex or Emmett hair would be better, but even those aren't perfect fits. Regardless, nice new torso print, which is also generic that you could just use for different figures. It's interesting that they give him like his inhaler, but the inhaler looks so oversized. There's a nice print of a 2x3 tile for the treasure map. That's awesome, and I absolutely love that exclusive print. To the right, we have Data, the design of which I think the use of that Harry Potter hair is perfect. New face print, great to get a face print in that color in particular. Also, great torso print. And hey, it's not our first of this actor, as we also got him for a short round back in the day. Note the exclusive alternate face where he looks really shocked. It's funny because we talk about Mikey. The design of Chunk looks a bit like Samwise, if you ask me. They use the Hobbit hair for him, which, yeah, I think that fits. The design of the face is a really cool exclusive face print. I love how they have the teeth design in particular, where he also has an alternate shocked facial expression. Torso print is awesome as well and really captures his torso design from the movie. Again, another nice undershirt printed on there. The minifigure for Andy has a really awesome torso and leg printing that's exclusive to this set. I love that Letterman jacket that's going on there. It's nice to get a pure yellow torso that's kind of hard to get. The design of the hair is the same one that was used for the figurehead, but in a lighter color. You know, the one that was used in that same color for Elizabeth Swann back in the day. Face print has an alternate scared facial expression as well. I think they did a good job capturing how she looks in the movie, too. Steph, on the other hand, looks pretty perfect to her movie counterpart, except her hair isn't really the right hairpiece, in my opinion. I think they should have just used that Series 7 bride hairpiece. That would have been pretty perfect in its shaping. Other than that, though, face print is excellent. Notice how there's an alternate face of her blowing some bubble gum, which goes with her 1x2 accessory that's exclusive to the set of the printed bubble gum pack. That is awesome. Also love the casual torso printing as well. So yeah, for the most part, amazing minifigures if you ask me, and I think the 12 count, if you just count complete minifigures, is plenty for the price of this set. Having seen the movie recently, this is a really good set if you ask me. It feels a little bit overpriced, but I think they did justice with the vignettes they have going on, and I like how they still captured that big Inferno ship, which is something a lot of people wanted. I get that it's not a complete ship build, but I'm totally okay with that, especially with stuff like the Black Pearl hitting the market. Now let's talk about that giveaway promo. Again, available in most countries from the 1st of November to the 7th of November if you purchase the $330 Ideas Goonies set. I personally don't like giveaway promos, especially when you have exclusive things, because they have such a limited window of availability, and maybe I'd be a little bit more warmed up to the idea if it was just any time you purchase this large Goonies ship set. And a lot of times they just kind of sell out, which is very disappointing. But with this set just having an exclusive logo on a tile piece, that's not bad in my opinion. I could totally take that. As long as it's not like an exclusive print for a character or a ton of exclusive prints. There's a lot of exclusive stickers in this set. You do get the 2 Walsh parents, which getting the father character is a little bit weird. I would honestly rather have Rosalita, but she would definitely require some new pieces. Like I was like, oh, you could take that hood piece that has the hair at the front and like recolor that, and that would then get me mad because I'm like, oh, why is there exclusive pieces in this giveaway promo? So it's probably best that they went with these specific characters. The father has a reuse of that one face print from Jaws. I mean, I don't know, the Brody face feels a little bit too serious for him with the glasses. It seemed like he was a chipper guy from the short time we saw him in the movie, and they have a chipper face, but it's without the glasses, and he's really only seen with the glasses in the movie, so it's kind of a conundrum, but there wasn't much other options. And the mom has a very common face print as well. None of the torso prints or anything are exclusive, but it's cool to get like that scarf piece once again in that particular color, the cast piece as well. I absolutely love how they have that design for that photo that mouth uses to again have like the kissing tongue scene. It seems like the part where that character's mouth is at is like a clear design, so that you could actually have mouth at the back with the tongue. So that I can't wait to see. That's going to be hilarious. I like how there's like the Cape Cod sign there. There's a printed spider which uses a Lego spider piece design. We have another one of One-Eyed Willie's hat at the top. There's a nice build for the plasma globe, which is pretty clever. I like how there's an advertisement for the Lighthouse, which is the abandoned restaurant that the Fratellis use as their hideout. Veal scallopini, I am now hungry for that. There's like a night helmet as well. There's also a stickered version of the map piece with its incomplete design, and a sticker representing the old newspaper found in the attic. And I didn't see it in the leaked images, but hidden just behind the builds, they have a statuette in white, which represents the David statue that the kids break. What part do they break? Well, you gotta see the movie to find out, because it's surprisingly not safe for work for a Lego set. I am so happy they included that. That is absolutely hilarious. Really cool little display piece that doesn't make me feel like I'm missing out on something if I just wait to buy this Goonies set. And it's cool to get extra characters that don't necessarily require new prints. So yeah, I'm really happy with this output of LEGO Goonies sets. Again, I think the $330 price for the main set is fine. It's not the best price out there, but I don't think that's as bad as some poorly priced sets of this year. Let me know how you feel about these sets in the comments below. Subscribe here for more LEGO news, commentary, and honest LEGO takes. Seriously, you subscribing, liking, and commenting on this video means so much to me, and I'll see you later. Peace out.